Hi everyone, welcome to the supply chain classes. Today we will learn about supply chain strategy. So let me share my screen with you. Okay, so definition of the supply chain strategy. So a supply chain strategy is a company's plan for managing the entire flow of goods or services, which start from procurement of raw material and delivering to the final customer a product or a service. It aims to optimize and efficient, reduce cost, and ensure that the company can meet the demand efficiently. So there are five key objectives of supply chain strategy, which include market knowledge, which is basically the information flow, and then followed by three V's: operations, efficiency, risk management, and sustainability. So we'll discuss all five one by one. So it starts from the information. So it is very important to know your market. So there are different ways to know about your market or your product, or particularly to a geography. So the very first example which is available within your system is you have suppliers, you have customers. So all supplier have their own data, you have your own data, and customer have their own data. So there is always a good option to go within your supply chain and take information from each other. And let's say if you are entering first time into the market and you don't have any history, or you are entering into a new geography first time. So that time you can also go for research agencies who help you to find the details about your particular product. Of course, this method is a little costlier compared to the first one. And then the third option would be the external options, which can be done through the personal interviews, one-to-one interviews, surveys, or database marketing through external parties. So these are the different ways to get the information or knowing about your market. And the second point is we called it three V's, so which include visibility, velocity, and variability. So let's understand what is visibility. Visibility is nothing like when you know what is happening, what is going to happen near future to your demand for particular product or services. So we always say that we always have to do the forecast, and forecast are never be correct. But on the same time, we have to do some forecasting, and we should have some assumption to plan our supply chain correctly. So this information could be uh, could be available on your system, which will be last year's sales, and sometime it also depend on the weather or some external factors like government policies, foreign policies, and sometime it is seasonal based demand. So uh, so you have to keep in mind while accessing those information or building your forecast. Then the boosting the velocity, which include another like five different parameters included, like fasting or reducing the overall transportation lead time, reduction of your let's say inventory or overall operation efficiency, improving your overall efficiency by improving bottom line, then eliminating the known value added activities from your operations. And if you follow all these, so you will be paid on time, you will be paid every information will be there on the correct time. And very important will be effect. I think you must have heard about it. So which is creating a lots of trouble into the supply chain because every single party is taking some margin on on their demand. So we'll try to understand this with an example. Let's say there is a retailer in an area who's having an excess of direct customer. So for example, he's selling, let's say, pencil in that area, and he is selling, let's say, 10 different boxes of pencil in a month. So what happened when he give a forecast or a demand for the next month to a distributor? Let's say he adjusts uh, some 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 margin into his demand. So instead of 10 boxes, he is putting a request to a distributor that next month he need 12 boxes. And where one distributor have multiple retailer in a city or in a area. So assuming this distributor have 100 retailer in that area, and will continue the same example, and every retailer say that instead of actual 10 demand, they need 12 boxes of pencils. So what happened? The distributor have 10 into 100, 1000 pencil box actual demand. But what happened? All the retailer has been given 2 boxes extra. So which mean there is a 20% demand variation or compared to the actual demand. And when distributor giving this order to the supplier, he further add another 20%, or let's say 15% additional pieces when he giving order to the supplier or a manufacturer. So this will create a Wolff effect into the entire supply chain, and this is how the inventory taking place, and this is how we are affecting, not managing the entire supply chain correctly. But here is a role of a good supply chain manager who know the actual demand and who try to understand the actual demand, and then he plan his production planning or raw material planning accordingly. Then streamlining the operations, very important point, and I think in India we have seen significant improvement on overall bottom line improvement. So this is including like identify each partner. So we are divided into two part: the process mastery and enhanced accountability. So we have to identify or make it accountable each partner into the supply chain, and quickly identify the bottleneck into the entire supply chain process. I'm not talking about a particular bottleneck which is available, which is in your own manufacturing, but I'm talking about the entire supply chain, which start from your supplier to the end customer, and then also removing the activity which is also improving your overall cycle time, so which are not adding any value to the operations, that we have to reduce it or we have to eliminate it. Then in terms of accountability, so we have to define the clear expectation from each supply chain partner. We also need to understand the impact if we are not accountable for the right information or the right material on time. And we also need to understand that every process is a input or output to next process. So these are the things which we need to keep in mind. Finally, the risk management and sustainability. So we have to de-risk our overall supply chain, which include the flexible supply chain. You should have a flexible supply chain where you are able to meet a demand of, let's say, plus minus 10, 12, 15%, or you define or you build your production facility such a way that you are able to meet a demand which could be flexible also. Share partner responsibility. So you have to define, of course, you have to tell the expectation to the every partner, and you have to also prepare your workforce, give them in confidence that sharing the correct information on the real-time basis. Sustainable, very important towards environment. So we also have a responsibility to our environment, and we all are responsible for this. So therefore, we also try to understand that how we can contribute by doing some green initiatives without always thinking about the money. For example, a very good example like switching from traditional electricity uses to solar or wind-based electricity, which will be overall giving an impact of sustainable or green initiative, which are run by the state government or the central government. So these are the 5 different elements for the strategy, supply chain strategy. I hope it is clear to you now, and thank you for watching us. And let us know which particular topic you want to understand in our upcoming videos. The next video could be into supply chain alignment and value propositions. So we may be shooting another video soon, and we'll share with you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching us. Please like, share, and subscribe the Expertise Station channel.